praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Makah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to the elect, and peace and salutation to all our brothers, all the Akim worldwide, doing this truth, in all honesty, truth, and sincerity. Shalom. Now, I want to go into this real quick, because these people don't have to understand that the Lord is going to annihilate, let's put it like that, annihilate these other nations, or better yet, put judgment upon them for all the wicked shit that they have done unto us. I think that's 1 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 10. Tells you what nation have not, basically, as a matter of fact, let me try to get into that real quick. The scriptures lined up. I'm just going here. 1 Maccabees 2 and 10. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? Right? So all these nations did us dirty. All these nations did us dirty. Okay? That's why the Lord has judgment prepared for them. Okay? All the wickedness that they have done in the earth, all the cruel shit they have done unto Yashar Allah. It also tells you what, let me get that real quick as well, now that I'm on this topic. Zechariah 2 and 8, for thus saith Yahawah of hosts, and he's created everybody, all these vessels over here, they need a spirit to inhabit that vessel, to inhabit that body, and able to live, okay? And indeed, all these heathen, all these other nations, it tells you in 2nd Ezra, but 2nd Ezra chapter 6, but he's dealing with Israel, okay? Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26, Deuteronomy 32, and verse 8, okay? He has a chosen people, and who's that? Israel, okay? But he is the Lord of hosts, all things were created by him. Sirach chapter 18, verse 1 to verse 3. Colossians chapter 1, 16. And where's our other scripture? Ephesians chapter 3, 9. Let's get into this. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, Yahawah of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. See, so these nations spoiled us. And I must say that Yahawah created all this, gave it unto his son. This is all given unto Yahawashi to do, going back to Genesis 1:1, start from there. And like I said, Colossians 1 and 16, he has power over all these principalities, all these powers here, okay? So don't get twisted. Yahawah is the Lord of hosts, okay? But anyways, continuing. But Yahawashi, like I said, has dominion, has power over all of them, okay? For he, continuing, for he that toucheth you, toucheth the apple of his eye, right? And that's us, okay? Us Israelites, all right? That's why the Lord gets so pissed when we go off and we're doing stupidness as these other people in the world, okay? Micah chapter 3, is it not for you, Israel, to know that judgment? Alright, so let's get into this real quick. Joel 3 and 2. I will also gather all the nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Yahweh Shabbat, Lord's judgment. And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Okay? So going into this, Lord said that he will gather all nations, bringing them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay? YAHAWASHI, Lord's judgment. Okay? So this is why these people are being mustered. This is why Putin is having that spirit of war being put back on him. Okay? Slakia. This is why you see the events taking place in the earth as they are right now. Okay? The Lord's determination is to beat these people into powder. When you go into 2nd Ezra chapter 13, Slakia, when you go into 2nd Ezra chapter 13, tells you that innumerable number, right? What happens to them at the end? All that was perceived was dust and smoke, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? Let's go into this real quick. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. When you go into that Shabbat, once again, judgment, executing judgment, okay? And the Lord is going to pass judgment, give them their sentence, okay? Their verdict, their punishment, as it tells you right here, okay, is ruin on them, okay? And they're not going to be able to escape. That's why when you go into Joel 3 and 9, you know, beat your plowshares. This is all. Let me get it actually. Why is it not? It's not going there. Yeah, that was serious because I am innocent. Job chapter 4 and 7. Surely his anger shall turn from me. Behold, I will plead judgment with thee, because thou sayest, I have not sinned. Jeremiah 2 and 35. But I want to go to Joel. 3 and 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I am strong. Okay, so how is this happening? Okay, how is this happening? This is happening through what the Lord said would happen in Ezekiel 38. You know, Gog and Magog be a guard unto them. Now all of a sudden, all these different nations that were weak, as we could see, the Lord said, put off that agricultural. Stop putting your money into that. Put your money into this right here. Okay? And that's what happened. Putin starts supplying these people, helping them on different angles, this and that. And you see these weaker nations, North Korea, you know, Iraq, all certain countries, you know, built up now, ready for war. Can actually toss a rock to America. Hence, 2nd Ezra chapter 16. We're going to go into that just now. Okay? So, here we go. Back to that Jehoshaphat. Zephaniah chapter 3 and 1. Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city. And you know who that is, man. Come on, man. Babylon, America. Okay. Verse 8, therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day I rise up to the prayer, for my determination is to gather the nations, see, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Okay? So as you can see, look, man, the Lord's not playing. His determination is to gather all these nations, because why? They all had a part on, you know, our downfall. When you go into Psalms chapter 83, you know, it tells you about all those nations that consented with Edom to cut us off from being a nation. Okay? And up to this day, yeah, you might have a few that come on and say it here and there and there. Then they end up missing. Damn near there might be a Jake. But for the most part, those nations don't really come on and say, hey, you were Israelite. You know, you belong in this land. You're supposed to be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Those are fakes and you are real, you know. For the most part, these nations ain't doing that. They're just here for the ride, the Babylonian ride, you know, sucking off the teats or whatever they can get from America. Because that's why it tells you all those nations stood off afar, weeping and lamenting for it. Because of all that money, all that cash, all that business that they had with America. Okay? So the Lord is determining, his determination is to gather these nations, that he's going to pour upon them what? His righteous anger. Okay? And even all my fierce anger. Damn. Okay? And you 2/3, you keep hearing us talk about this, but yet, for some odd reason, you know, well, we don't know the, Salakia, we know the odd reason. Psalm 69, 21, 22, if I'm not mistaken, you've been blinded, man. Okay? And the Lord said that he ain't going off of that, you know. It says, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. We go into Peter, 2 Peter chapter 3, tells you about that. And the Lord tells you that he's not going to, you know, he's not going to flood this bitch no more. Okay? Genesis 9:11. Whoa, 9:11. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood. Neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. Okay? Lord say you're going to judge this bitch with fire. Okay? Slocky, let me see something real quick here. Because that's why he made this rainbow. Okay? So you'll look upon it and know. But you have these other individuals over here that's, I do set my bow, okay, in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. Okay? So let's say he's not going to flood this place no more, but he's going to judge it with fire. Okay? Let's see some Slocky. Let me get out of here and go back to 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 6, whereby 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 6, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished, but the heavens and earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Okay, these other nations, the Lord said that he gonna gather them. Hey, 2/3, you're gonna be up in the mix too. You joining hand in hand with him. Okay? You went and joined hand in hand with him. Alright? But, beloved, Be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, of some men count slackness. Yeah, and when you go up to here, it tells you, verse 4, and saying, where's the promise? Since the father, father fell asleep, as they say, where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. That's why when you go into Ecclesiastes, is that Amos 8 and 11? Tells you that the heart in them is fully set to do evil, because that judgment, Shabbat, that judgment hasn't gone forth. That's why they continue in their wickedness, man. Because though we tell them, hey, you're gonna get judged for that, they're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? You'll see, okay. But is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but all should come to repentance. Yeah, all of Israel, not the whole world. Okay, but as it happens to be as it was, only the elect is going to get this. Okay, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. And what's that? Boom, boom, boom. The nuclear elements, that nuclear fire, those nukes, okay? And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. What's going to make, come on, man. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up, okay? So, what the hell's wrong with these, what the hell's wrong with these people? You don't understand this, okay? And besides that too, if this happened already, it would already be recorded by every culture. Every culture has a flood story, and many other things that happen within the scripture. Every all these cultures out here have them, all these nations, right? Where's this vocab? Where's that burning heat that's going to burn for quite some time to be a memorial? Where is that? Babylon ain't burning. Egypt ain't burning. All right. Nevertheless, Slakia, where was I? Verse 12, looking for and hasten on to the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Okay? That doesn't sound nice, man. It doesn't sound pretty, okay? It is Yahweh, because all wickedness will be put out, all wickedness will be extinguished, okay? No longer will we have to see wickedness, no longer will we have to hear about wickedness, okay? All the lofty looks of man, Isaiah chapter 2, tells you all the lofty looks of man will be brought low in that day, okay? And this is what the Lord has determined for all these different nations out here, okay? Oh, Salakia. Straight to the point. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up thyself with sackcloth, Salakia, gird up thyself with cloth of sack and hair. Bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Right? The Lord said that, in one hour, one day, loss of children. Okay? Isaiah chapter 47 also says that. Okay? A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Right? Tells you that in Job chapter 9 and 12. Who can look upon the Lord and ask him, what is this that thou doest? Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 30. There's no wisdom, no counsel, no understanding against him. Okay? A fire is sent among you. Yeah, Isaiah 9:5. And who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May a man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it have begun to burn? Answer is no. May one turn away the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? No. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? That's why it says, stand now with thy enchantments. Isaiah chapter 47. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 51. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed, man. Take balm for her. This place is going to be empty. Okay. City of confusion is broken down, man. The gates are smitten. Okay. He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? Yahawah the Lord shall threaten, YAHAWASHI shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Yeah, we keep telling you, Joel chapter 2 is a perfect chapter for this, okay? And who the hell can shoot an arrow from China all the way into America? Or from China all the way back into China? What arrow do you know? What's wrong with you people? Okay? When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Come on, man. Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again, until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out, till it consume the foundation of the earth. And we keep telling you, man, the day of the Lord is not going to be nice. It's going to be dark, gruesome, okay? The clouds are going to be blotted out. I mean, the sun is going to be blotted out. The moon is going to be blotted out. The stars are going to be blotted out. There's going to be much pain, much destruction. Okay? Verse 14, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward. Judge, you push those buttons, it tells you in Joel that they're not going to bump into each other. They're going to go to that determined spot, man. Even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? And that's why we keep telling you guys, you know, the Lord's determination is to gather these nations and fuck them up bad. Okay? Real bad. Their own weapons, their own tools that they made to destroy us, all those things. It's all going to turn back on them. Okay? To bite them in their ass. So, with that, all praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahawah, Bahashem YAHAWASHI, Bahashem Rokah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and salutation to the elect, and peace and salutation To Allah Akim, doing the push his word in all honesty, truth, and sincerity. Shalom Akim, Wa Abad.